This is a classic tale of two nerds' quest for sex. This is the super sex program, also known as the Big Bus Theory. I'm Jay Harangue and I talk about soft porn and stalker movies.
You should subscribe.
This is Stanley and his roommate Walter.
Hi.
Stanley is telling Walter how he's trying to perfect the formula for raspberry soda when their roommate Chad appears.
Good evening, gents. Chad.
Chad isn't a nerd, he's a certified ladies' man.
Correctamundo. Kathy.
Cindy.
Right. Cindy. Hi.
Chad explains to Cindy that Walter and Stanley are a couple of eggheads from the university. Walter is a robotics engineer, and Stanley is a chemical engineer. I wonder if you can guess what sort of thing's going to happen later in the film.
Yep.
Walter and Stanley are sick of Chad getting all these women. Walter goes out for a drink, but Stanley decides to listen in at Chad's door while he's in there with Cindy.
Fair enough. Oh.
Cut to the lab where Walter is working on something. It's here we meet his colleague Betty, who's really into Stanley. But Stanley hasn't noticed that she's hot, because she has glasses and a ponytail.
That's disgusting.
Stanley's like, sorry I'm late, Walter. I didn't get much sleep last night. And Walter's like, well, how could you with all the noise Chad and Cindy were making all night long?
Yeah.
In walks Dr. Carmichael. He asks how everything's going, and Walter and Stanley start complaining about Chad's sexual prowess. Dr. Carmichael has a suggestion for them.
A love potion.
They're like, no way, that's a bit extreme. But then they go home and watch a porn film, so they get started on the potion immediately. So after a quick montage, the potion is ready. In order to know if the potion works, they need to test it.
I'd be happy to help out.
So Stanley will test it on Betty, and Walter will test it on the girl from the massage parlour. Cut to the massage parlour, and Walter is filling up the water with the love potion. But the water was just for guests.
What an idiot.
So he pretends he wants her to test it first on religious grounds.
Oh, I see.
Back at the lab, Stanley is making sure that Betty drinking the potion is going to be a fair test.
I have absolutely no lustful feelings for you whatsoever.
Okay.
So she necks the potion.
Is it taking effect?
I'll say it is.
And then they bang. After they finish, they're getting dressed, and somehow Stanley bumps his head.
What happened? I think I was dreaming about having sex.
I feel we need to see that again.
What?
Unbelievable. So this head trauma has caused him to forget only the last 15 minutes.
Odd. Very odd.
Back at the massage parlour, Walter's like, any chance I can get a happy ending?
Absolutely.
And then they bang. So the love potion works on hookers. Brilliant.
Happy ending. What are you? Ay, sácate de aquí.
Oh no, it actually doesn't. Walter had fallen asleep mid-massage and it was all a dream. So they're both back home complaining about what's happened when Chad walks in.
You guys are pathetic.
Thanks, Chad. But then there's a knock on the door. It's Tammy and she's just moved in next door.
Hi.
Walter and Stanley are pretty excited about this.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Tammy's like, can I borrow a light bulb? Walter's like, yeah, of course, come in. Walter starts cracking onto her, but she spied Chad, who for some reason is posing by the pool. She goes out to introduce herself to Chad, and then they bang. When Walter and Stanley come out with the light bulb, they're furious to find out that Chad has already done her. Back at the lab, they tell Dr. Carmichael and Betty that the love potions have failed.
We need to come up with a new idea.
Dr. Carmichael's like, you're a robotic engineer, Walter. Why not just build a woman? So then we get this montage of them designing and building this woman out of a mannequin in a tanning bed. Here's the finished product, Alice.
Not bad.
The artificial life construct experiment.
Smart.
They're just about to implant her love emotions when Betty sneakily goes into the laptop and makes some adjustments.
You're a very bad girl.
So instead of being into nerdy guys, she's going to be into hot chicks. Not knowing this, Walter and Stanley take her home to show her off to Chad. Chad's not there, but Tammy has been over using the pool. Alice, programmed to be into hot chicks, goes straight for her.
I must have you now.
And then they bang. After they finish, Walter and Stanley are like, what was that about?
She is a hot chick.
And they're like, you're supposed to be into nerdy guys, not hot chicks. Walter works out that Betty must have done this and tells Stanley that everyone knows she's madly in love with him.
Don't would be preposterous.
Walter proves it's true by calling Betty and inviting her to a party at their house this afternoon.
Okay.
She agrees to come, obviously.
In that case, there's only one thing left to do.
Plan a party. So they dress up and get some plastic cups and chips out. Chad walks in and he's like, "Are you having a party?" And Walter's like, "Yeah, we are actually. And here's one of our guests now, our friend Alice." Chad's like, "Hi Alice, why don't we go somewhere private?" But she's like, "No, I'm only interested in hot chicks." Then Betty turns up all dressed up looking for Stanley. She grabs him and takes him into the bedroom.
Is it just me, or is every girl around here gone cuckoo bananas?
Upstairs, Betty and Stanley are just about to get down to it when Alice walks in. Betty's like, "Yeah, I reprogrammed her. Can she join in?"
Yep.
And then they bang. Then Tammy walks in. Chad's like, "Finally, someone normal. Let's go to my room." But she's like, "No, I'm here with Walter because it's his party."
Well, that makes sense.
Chad's in a mood, so he goes off to the gym, leaving Walter and Tammy alone in the house. And then they bang. Back at the lab the next day, we find out that Stanley and Betty are an item, as are Tammy and Walter. So it's time to shut down Alice, but not before Dr. Carmichael's had a go.
Let's see if we can't put you to some good use.
And that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.